In this video, we're going to review how to use the elevation clip box in order to produce a topographic analysis and to create a heat map. To get started, you first need to navigate through your scan to a particular surface of interest that you want to produce the elevations from. In this particular example, we're going to use this roof deck here. And since the area that we want to produce our heat map for is actually right at the very top, we don't need to do all that much. If you did need to get to it, you would simply use the crop box to cut through your cloud point data. So now that we're at our surface, we're going to left click the elevation dropdown, left click add elevation box, and we're just going to drop that into the surface. Now, a few things to note. One, this crop box, which is known as the elevation crop box, appears, which you can manipulate just like any other box. It has the same control points. And along with that, you'll notice that any of the point cloud points that are contained in this box are highlighted here in green. What that tells you is that when we go and perform the heat map and elevation analysis, these points here will be contained in that. All the points outside and not shown in green will not be contained in that analysis. So what I'll do is I'll just expand this crop box to include just a few things. I'm going to include all the way up to the building edge and then all the way to this edge. Notice that I'm going a little bit over, and that's okay. I'm just going to pull that back. Just look at when the points start to go up the wall and then bring it back from that. And I'm going to do the same over here. If there's an upturned beam, I don't want to include the face of it because I'm just looking for the slab right now. And it looks pretty good. With one notable exception, which is that it's too high, but that's okay because I can then bring it down just to the roof deck level. And usually what you're going to want to do is to go through the level of interest till points stop showing and then go back up. And this way you can dial in exactly which elevation you want. And you'll do the same for the bottom as well. And this is just to ensure that we're only including the points that we want in our heat map. So I'm going to cut the model. And you'll notice that my elevation box is actually a bit low. It's catching all these girders and beams. We don't want that. So I'm going to click on the crop box, find the blue control point for the Z direction, and we're just going to go up. We can't go up all the way because we do obviously want some points, but we go up enough that it's just this plane contained in there. Now if we re-expand our main viewing crop box, it's all looking pretty good. We're not high up on the wall. We don't have our bench included now, but we do have some areas like this, which really we don't want to be in our scan, or rather our elevation heat map. And what we can do there is we can go back to the elevation dropdown, add exclusion zone, exclude this area. And what this does is it produces a crop box where any points contained in it will not be included in the heat map. So now we're going to zoom back out of that. We have our, under our elevation box under tools, we have this Z elevation, plane deviation, and thickness. We're going to stick with Z elevation for now. To set a particular point in the cloud that the heat map is produced from, so a datum, you can left click this pick point and then insert it, which will do, say, at this door threshold. And now we can click apply and then compute. And in this area that you see highlighted, we will, well, that didn't take very long. Sometimes it takes longer depending on how many points you have. We will get a heat map. And this is just showing the relative elevations. You can also apply and show contours. The settings for the contours are right here. If you want to increase the spacing, you can certainly do that. So I'm just going to go from 0.05 to 0.01 to tighten them up. click apply. And now we have more contours that's slightly more useful. You can obviously increase this such that you have very tight space in the contours, but that may not be very useful to you. In other videos, we're going to discuss the plane deviation and thickness. For this one, though, we're just focusing on this heat map, as you see here.